So this is Big Brother season. Oh shit. What's up, everybody? It's WhatItIsEric, and guess what? I'm going to talk a little bit about Big Brother, one of my favorite shows to watch on TV. If you don't know what Big Brother is, I'm pretty sure you know what Survivor is. And basically, Big Brother is like Survivor, but only in the house, where people have to, sometimes connive, be very strategic, build alliances, have to win games, competitions, even HOH, so that they can survive in a household full of different personalities and people who are trying to get that big prize. And so this year, the prize is $750,000 for the winner. This is my first time doing anything like this, so just go ahead and bear with me right now. All right, bear with me, bear with me, bear with me. So this is Big Brother season. Oh shit. All right, so this is season 24 of Big Brother, episode 1. So I wrote a couple of notes down. So with Big Brother, you have a house guest of 16 people, and they're in the house for at least 3 months, and they have to go through all these different competitions, build alliances, and basically survive being the last person to win over the house. This game show, it tests you mentally, physically, and socially. Those are your 3 keys in this game to win. And of course, you got the host, Miss Julie Moonves. She's the only host to have hosted this show. She's the only host to have hosted. She's the only host that have hosted this show. Say that with me. She's the only host that have hosted the show. The only host. Can't even do it. So anyway, I took some notes. So this year's theme is the BB Motel, or better yet, the BB Fest. That's the theme that they're going for this year. So you have 16 players. So let's talk a little bit about the players and the first impressions that they gave and what I got from them. You have Jasmine, who's from Mississippi. She has a nail brand of her own. She's beautiful. She has spunky spirit. That's the kind of vibe that I got when they introduced her. You also have Kyle. He's from Utah. He's unemployed, but it's okay. He kind of gives you that young, nerdy jock type vibe. So far, I'm getting an outgoing spirit from him, and he says he's going to try to avoid showmances, but if it happens, he's going to continue with it and keep, he's just going to roll with it. You have Paloma, who's from Cali. She's a business, career-oriented woman. She banks on her trust skills, and she's also single. You have Monty. He's a personal fitness coach. He's also got a mechanical engineer degree. He's half black and he's half Puerto Rican. He kind of gives you this comical personality type with athletic ability, obviously. He's in shape. So that'll be really good for those physical competitions for sure. So if he can match the mentality and the social game, he'll be good. So he seems to be probably in my top 5 for sure. But the thing is, you have the first impressions a lot of times when you see the contestants, and that still doesn't give you a great idea of how they're going to interact with other people and just the different chemistries. So I guess so the more episodes that showcase more of the personality and how they interact with one another, as well as their gameplay, then I have more of an idea of who I'm rocking with throughout the season. So those were the first 4 people that we were introduced, and they were the first ones to go inside the house. Now, when they went into the house, they were told by Julie that they had to go in there. There were stations around the house that had these tickets, and each one of them would just get 1 ticket. Once they all get their ticket, they will go in the backyard of the house where they'll be introduced to 3 different stations that the tickets belong to. And each of those stations were games. So we'll get to that. And those games are competitions, by the way. The next 4 people that we're introduced to is Alyssa from Florida. She's a customer service marketing rep. She's fun, outgoing person with a quiet side about her. And she has this model physique going on for her. So I know she's gonna use her looks for her gameplay. You have Daniel. He's an Elvis tribute artist in Vegas. I love Vegas, so he better do Vegas good. He's multi-musically talented. So Taylor, beautiful, attractive lady, confident, smart, intellectual. She also won the Miss Michigan pageant. She's kind of the glam girl, you know, that's kind of the energy she gives off. And she's also athletic, and she really wants to explore more of her evil side because she has the experience of, you know, doing all the right things, saying all the right things, just being an overall good person. But in the game, she believes it's going to allow her to explore those evil nemesis type of gameplay that you need sometimes in order to advance further in the game. Michael's an attorney. He's also giving you the young Sheldon vibe. That's what I get when I first saw him. So definitely, you know, the nerdy type in a sense. And what makes him stand out is the fact that he's a really, really huge, super Big Brother fan. He had showcased during his reel of a little Bible or folder that contains pretty much notes that he's taken from each season. Now that's smart, and that I believe will give him an advantage. So don't count him out. And usually a lot of the people that doesn't stand out from the bunch, they usually have tricks up their sleeve, and 9 times out of 10, they're gonna be important and vital in certain parts of the game if they don't make some type of move to make people be like, okay, they're here. Because the thing you want to do is avoid floating, but there's a way of floating to get through the game, but then you also want to make sure that you build a resume that will ensure that you can possibly beat the final person that you're sitting next to in the game, okay? Then you have Nicole. She's a chef, a former police officer. She's happily gay, beautiful woman. She's also a super Big Brother fan. She kind of gave me the very calm and collective type of vibe, but I also know that she has a strategic side to her, just from how she conveyed a lot of her life and experiences. And she gives you that confident, you know, spirit as well. Turner, he's a young hippie type of guy. He owns his own retail store. He's very into Zen-like activities and seems to be very mellow and adaptive. And that's a key trait to have in the Big Brother house, because if you're not adaptive as far as getting along with other people and getting to learn people and building those relationships, then you won't last very long in the game, especially when you expect to be saved by anybody that's in power. Joseph, he's a personal trainer who's also training to be a lawyer. So, you know, a good looking guy that's really in shape. He's Palestinian. He calls himself a flirt, and he's okay if a showmance does develop, but overall fun attitude, and he seems to be, you know, laid back. I don't get like a cocky vibe from him. With most jocks, you know, that kind of is a stereotype, and so that stereotype may play from him if he is able to adapt and build a relatable relationships with all the fellow house guests as well. So I know he'll probably do very well in the physical comps as well. Then you have Brittany. She's a hypnotherapist and a belly dancer. Come on now. Come on now. Nah, I'm just playing. But anyway, she's a belly dancer. She gives you outgoing vibes as well, with a hit of a chill demeanor. And she says that she's funny and goofy, and hopefully she can use that to benefit her game within the house. See, we have Terrence. He's from Chicago. He's a bus driver, and he gives you that smooth, suave, funny uncle that I think is very necessary in the game. But it's good to see, you know, just older players, you know, and how they navigate through a young, dominant type of game, if that makes any sense. But he seemed like he'll be able to flow easily. You know, he has 4 kids, and he's another Big Brother fan. So he seems like he can gel pretty well with everybody. He just seems like an adaptable person. You know, often with people in his job, they have to adapt and be able to communicate and just, you know, develop those skills, you know. So, and he's a jokester as well. Let's not forget the jokester. And it's good when someone has wit and a sense of humor, because that goes far as well in the game. You have Indy. She's from Brazil. She's a corporate flight attendant. She's also a super fan of BB, Big Brother. If you don't know what BB means, that means Big Brother. She's fun. She's energetic with a touch of spice. You know, she's from Brazil, so why wouldn't she? Joe Pooch is from New York, He's a college football coach. He's also in school for his MBA in sports management. He's a huge fan of BB. So we have a lot of huge BB fans. And if you play your cards correctly, it can work for you. But if you're so much of a super fan, it can hurt you when other people that aren't so much of a fan as them find out that they are super fan, because it's like you really know the ins and outs and how to navigate. And so that usually will present to others as a big threat. And so they would remove them or evict them, or evict them. He gives you the strategic type as well. Then you have Amira. She's from Maryland. She works in Google. She's traveled within 35 countries. And I think with her job is telework, because she says, she takes her work with her everywhere she goes. She can easily adapt with anybody, as she says. Seems warm in spirit, but I'm sure she has tricks up her sleeve as well. I think being a Big Brother player, you have to have some type of, tricks up your sleeve. Because you literally have to change like a chameleon. It's okay to be grounded in your type of personality and how you socialize and things of that nature. But I think, being in a show like this, you really have to step out of your comfort zone. And I think when you step out of your comfort zone, it creates a better way of being a better player. And I think sometimes in the past, you had people who wasn't so knowledgeable on the game of Big Brother, but then they were able to kind of like learn and adapt easily. So I think if you have the adaptability factor, that's a huge key in the game as well. So that sums up all of our players that we have, which was a total of 16. So the next phase was after everybody had got their tickets and went to the backyard and placed their ticket in the scanner, which gave them their assignment of the 3 stations that they were to be in. And each station was its own game. Pooch was the only one out of all 16 who got the ticket that gave him the backstage pass advantage. So we'll get to what that backstage pass is, okay? So now we have 3 different competitions, and with each winner from each competition, those 3 people that won would compete to get the HOH title. First competition was called Potty Talk. The way this competition works is that they will need to listen for a number said most in random outside festival-like conversation. And guess who wins? Your boy Monty. Monty wins that competition. The second competition was called Piercing Panic. This is how this competition worked. 10 pieces of jewelry has to be attached at all 10 places on your face specifically. There's an illustration that will tell you where it needs to be placed. And so the first one to place it all the fastest and gets it correct wins. Turner wins that competition. After having a couple of difficulties with the one ring that he was trying to attach right here on his eyebrow, he was able to, get that win. And so the third competition was called Hanging Tough. And this was over there by the merching station. And so the whole idea of this game was to grab onto a t-shirt and simply just hold on. And the last one to hold will win. Your boy Daniel wins. Yeah, Daniel, the one from Vegas who's the Elvis impersonator artist. So now the 3 winners, Daniel, Turner, and Monty, have to face the final competition. And this is the most important one. It's the HOH game. So the first HOH competition of this season is called Hanging Tough. And so you have your winners of the previous competition, Daniel, Turner, and Monty, who are going for the title. And they simply had to match the same picture of the drum set that they had to put together. The first one to put it together is the winner. The winner was Daniel. Yes, the one who is musically inclined and the Elvis impersonating artist from Vegas. He is now our new HOH. But guess what? There's more. So remember Pooch, the only one to get the backstage pass advantage? Yeah, so the slight twist that they're doing this season, the backstage pass advantage. This means that he cannot compete in any competitions, nor can he vote when it comes to eviction. And he also can't be nominated or evicted for the week. So then Julie goes on to say, you also must pick 3 people that will be backstage with you. So me as a viewer, I'm assuming, oh wow, so now all 4 people will be saved? Oh no. Oh no. the 3 people that he chooses won't be safe. So then he only has between a commercial break to pick his 3 players. And then obviously with that type of position, you know, you don't want to create any enemies, you know, but the game must start somewhere. So then he chooses 3 players who were the first ones out of their mini competitions, which was Paloma, Alyssa, and Brittany. So those 3 people will be backstage passes with him. They just don't get the perks that he has. But not only that, right before the episode was over, Julie is letting America vote. And so now we have an interactive power by possibly saving somebody who may be on the chopping block. So I'm interested in hearing what you have to say about this first episode. What players are you already rooting for, or are you gonna wait until they, you know, give you more of who they are interacting with other players? I like to kind of wait about 2, 3, 4 episodes in before I really have like 3 people that I'm going to root for. But then things change, you know, you might think somebody's good and then something happens to where they're put in a situation which makes them look evil. And so I don't know, Big Brother's crazy. And if you know anything about Big Brother, it is crazy. And if it's your first time watching Big Brother, be prepared, because this show goes left, right, up, down. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I was like, you know what, let me try this review thing, but let me let you know right now, but let me tell you right now, if I don't get any engagement on this type of video, then I won't even waste my time doing a review, or just, you know, kind of how I feel as far as the episodes as they go. So let me know if you like for me to continue doing these reviews for this show, Big Brother. And I kind of figured I would do something different. A lot of people do reviews on YouTube, and I was like, well, I like Big Brother. I'm a big fan of Big Brother, so hey, why not share my opinion, my take? You know, I know everybody has different opinions about different players, and you know, there's a lot of controversies that the show had in the past, but hopefully we could just make this a fun, safe space. And, you know, when the show develops more and more, you know, you respect my opinion, I'll respect your opinion, but just make sure it's in a nice manner. You know, we ain't trying to do nothing crazy. We ain't trying to be negative over here. Not on this channel, maybe the other channel, but not this channel, okay? All right, so please make sure that you subscribe, check out my other videos, support, share the love. You know, we're trying to still grow this community, and I'm branching out, you know, trying different type of videos to share with you guys, you know, because I don't want my channel to just be 1, 2, or 3, or 4 little things. You know, I want to expand and touch all different areas that interest me, and if you resonate with that, good. That's the goal. All right, so until next time, make sure you like and subscribe. I'm watching. You subscribe? All right. Well, if you didn't, you need to. All right, bye.